Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is me, Jordan Young, and this is another Boston Certified Hood Classic, no cap on God. Today we are going to be putting to rest the answer to the question that nobody has asked, that is, what is better, the Vomero 18s or the Pegasus Premiums? These are two of Nike's most recently released and most exciting products out there, and a lot of you guys have actually been asking me to do some follow-up review style videos, telling you guys what some of the sneakers that I review on the channel I like to live with and how do they perform after X amount of days. And since getting both of these sneakers and dropping them and recovering them in hands over the past couple of weeks, I have been basically living in both of these sneakers, going on daily runs with them, walking in them, wearing them casually, and I can now say that I can answer that question with a little bit of confidence. So the Vomero 18 is all about the max cushioning, and if you just take one look at it, you can pretty much get a sense for that vibe right there and then with this huge 46mm stack that is comprised of two of Nike's signature foam technologies. On the top portion of the foam, you've got the Zoom X, which is the more squishier, softer type foam, and then on the bottom, you've got the React X foam, which is the more responsive foam. On the upper, you've got a nice engineered mesh upper, which has got a lot of breathability about it. Lots of padding around the ankle collar, little pull tab on the back, nice plush material on the tongue, and some really nice laces. These also come with a really squishy insole, meaning these are really comfortable right off the rip. This particular colorway was quite popular. They sold out pretty much instantaneously in this particular color, but there are a whole bunch of other really cool colorways out there and available for you to purchase. And these were 135 pounds or around 150 bucks. Now the Pegasus Premiums, these have come into the market with quite a lot of hype behind them. When the white colorway first launched right at the end of January, they sold out instantaneously. They were reselling. This particular colorway, which I think is the second version, has done the same thing. It's sold out everywhere. And the reason is the technology on these is pretty full blown. It's almost a little bit over the top. So the midsole technology features the Zoom X foam like on the Vomero 18s. On the upper portion, which is really squishy. You've also got the React foam on the bottom as well, but sandwiched in between these two foams, you've got this full length Zoom Air unit, which has been sculpted and molded to essentially give off the same type of performance attributes that a carbon plate would. These are incredibly squishy. They also feature a couple of different types of engineered mesh on the upper. They have a whole bunch of reflective features about them. They've got really nice material on the tongue, really good quality laces, and a whole bunch of branding all over the shoe. Because these have the premium technology and they've got a slightly more premium feel about them with the materials, these come in at a pretty hefty 190 pounds, which is just about 60 pounds more than the Vomero 18s. Right, so let's compare these shoes, starting off with the vital statistics first. The Pegasus Premiums come in at 11.5 ounces or 326 grams in the men's sizes. The Vomero 18s come in very similarly weighted at about 11 ounces or 311 grams. The stack height on the Pegasus Premium is 45 millimeters with a 10 millimeter drop. The Vomero 18s have a 46 millimeter stack and again a 10 millimeter drop. Both sneakers feature some engineered mesh on the upper, some reflective details, decent set of laces, decent insoles, the same packaging. But again, that price point difference is 135 pounds or 150 for the Vomero 18s and then 190 pounds or around $205 for the Pegasus Premium. Right, so let's get into the comparison, starting off with the aesthetics. I personally think they are both really good looking sneakers. They both have a really nice silhouette about them. They're both classic Nike. If I had to give preference to one over the other, I would probably edge it to the Pegasus Premium. There's just something about the silhouettes that gives me Air Max 97 vibes, which I'm a big fan of. The full length Air unit is really eye-catching, and particularly in this colorway and in the white colorway, I think these look really smart. The Vomero 18s do look good. That chunky midsole does give them a good look, and in this colorway with that red pop on the midsole, they almost have the look of the same type of big Air unit in the midsole, even though it's just the reactive foam. And so purely based on aesthetics, it's a pretty close one, but I would certainly edge it to the Pegasus Premium. Next, the quality. When it comes to the details and it comes to the materials, again, the Pegasus Premium does edge in terms of the materials. You have a much nicer engineered mesh on the toe box that features a slightly more intricately woven knits. You also have a few different types of materials in terms of the reflective material, as well as the engineered mesh on the bottom of the sneaker. You've obviously got the extra technology in the full length air units. The Pegasus also features a little bit of extra subtle branding cues. And you could make the argument that the Pegasus Premiums are a little bit overdone with the branding and the logos and all of the gym crackery that's going on here. The Vomeros definitely have a much more simple look, as well as a much more simple type of material structure to them. But in terms of the quality of the materials, yeah, it's going to go to the Pegasus. So the Pegasus Premiums look a little bit better. They also have a slightly higher quality level of materials. But how do these things feel on foot? Well, let's talk about how they wear both casually, walking around, as well as running. Just for casual wear, they're both really solid sneakers. For walking around in, for just doing your everyday errands, they both are incredibly comfortable sneakers. The combination of the Zoom foam and the React foam in the Vomero 18s gives these, I want to say, a slightly firmer ride, dare I say even a slightly more responsive ride. The Pegasus Premiums are really soft, they're really squishy, you get a heap of compression on the heel when you stamp the foot down. And so for everyday casual wear or just walking around, I feel like these are very comparable sneakers. When it comes to running, this is a tricky one because the Pegasus Premium should be the better running shoe than the Vomero 18. And again, this is going to come down to running style, as well as gait, as well as preference. But because the Vomeros are slightly wider in the forefoot, and because they lack the Zoom Air, I actually feel like the Vomeros are a better running shoe, just to run casually in, like no speed work or anything like that. I have been loving running in the Vomero 18s. The Pegasus Premium are nice to run in. They are decent when it comes to the responsiveness and stuff, but they just don't feel quite as stable as the Vomero 18s. And I think one of the reasons for that is probably the sheer amount of Zoom X foam that's on there. These feel a little bit extra squishy on foot when running. So believe it or not, I would actually, if given the choice, prefer to run in the Vomero 18s than the Pegasus Premiums. And so, is the Pegasus Premium worth the premium? Are these worth paying the extra 60 pounds or the extra 80 odd dollars for when you could get a pair of the Vomero 18s? Ultimately, it depends on what you're copping these for. The Pegasus Premiums have a little bit of hype about them right now. This is arguably one of Nike's most exciting new products out there on the market. These are difficult to get your hands on. And I have worn them so far this past week or two. I have gotten some nods from people. I even had a dude run past me saying, bro, I love those shoes. So this is one of those if you know type sneakers. They do look really slick on feet, and yeah, they are fire. When it comes to these kind of have a little bit more of a rudimentary feel about them, a normal gym trainer type vibe about them. These don't really have the same sort of special feeling about them as the Pegasus Premiums do. So if you wanted the if you know type sneaker with a little bit more hype behind it, paying the premium for the premiums is probably going to be a bit of a no-brainer. If though you're not too fussed on the extra little bit of hype associated with the premiums, and you're quite happy to have a sneaker that is very comparable in terms of the way it performs when running, is arguably just as comfy, if not comfier, to wear casually, and also has a pretty solid aesthetic about it, then bro, the Vomero 18s are going to be the ones for you because these are significantly cheaper than the premiums and they do the job just as well, if not better. What do you guys think? Are you guys taking the Vomero 18s or are you guys taking the Pegasus Premiums? Did you enjoy this video? Do you want to see more of these types of videos? Feel free to let me know down below in the comments and I will make it my business to make that happen. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Like the video before you bounce and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now and peace.